Coach, thanks. CA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. The folks here in Cleveland, even though all the down years, have never stopped supporting their hometown guys, and we got evidence of that a moment ago as the Browns made their entrance. They are ready to do battle with the Los Angeles Rams. 2 weeks have come and gone. It's off to week 3, and we're underway on EA Sports. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
What? 20.
Here's the third-round pick from Memphis. It's Darrell Henderson. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one 28 yards on the ground. Boy, the offensive line there, that was a thing of beauty to watch them block.
I love how you give a little appreciation for those big guys up front, and well-deserved. But how about the execution behind them? You can see the hours of practice that have gone into it. Great pocket by the running back. Quarterback puts it right in the perfect spot. Great mesh point by them. The timing on point. The run even better.
They'll go back to Henderson on first down. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14. Steps away to his left. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. The D-tackle Sheldon Richardson came barreling in for the sack.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
So Goff, he'll try to refocus after the sack. The Rams now set up with a tough one, a 3rd and long. Back to throw, Goff. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Larry Ogunjobi in for the sack.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will start their initial drive at their own 20-yard line. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Hey, Alpha. 94 is a mark. 94 is a mark. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Here's Mayfield.
You got that. You got that.
And he fires one incomplete. He was looking for Brashad Perriman, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Mayfield now. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. Now the first carry for Bush. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he takes it all the way up to the 47. That good for 22 and a first down.
I definitely like the play call. You don't expect it on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, do you? You expect a pass play. Had a little courage there to call the run, and boy, they were successful.
Hey, wahoo! Slant. Check 99. Check 99.
Play fake. Mayfield. And it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, Find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. The perennial Pro Bowler Aaron Donald gets the sack. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down.
Hey, alert 33. Check four. Out. Real. Check three.
They go play action. Mayfield. And he's going to go down again. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
Again, this is Bush. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a fourth down. On fourth down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin him back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
They'll run with Henderson here to begin the drive. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. 16 yards is the pickup there, and a first down for L.A. Well, Henderson is a junior at Memphis last year, better than 1,900 yards, had 25 total touchdowns. They drafted him in the 3rd round in an effort to try to give Todd Gurley some support in a backup role. Flush to his right. He's letting it fly for Cooks. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. T.J. Green with a pick. Well, certainly not how he wanted to start his night. First throw of the game, an INT.
Yeah, it's not easy, but he's got to try and wipe that one away from the memory banks. And let's face it, it's not often a quarterback and a defensive back have a lot in common. But one thing, because they have these individual type plays, they've got to have short memories, don't they? DB gets beat, wipe it away, quarterback throws a pick, has to do the same thing.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10.
Hurry! 4 down. 24 is the mic. Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it together. Hurry! 24. Hurry! Here we go. Let's bring it. Let's go. Let's bring it. Hey, alert! Hey, orbit. Undercrush.
Now Mayfield. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Let's go, defense. Hey, man up, defense. Check. 59. You remember me? Let's go, baby. Pistol. 59, Mike. Check. 59. Hey, Foxtrot.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. The Defensive Player of the Year, Aaron Donald. And that'll bring up 4th down. So from their own end zone here, this kicks away. Fielded at the 43. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. First carry now for the backup, LaShawn McCoy. And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
On 2nd down, it's Henderson. And he'll slice his way down to the 30 with a pickup of 7. And he's going to take this down close to a 1st down at the Browns' 30. Henderson will try and run for the 1st. And he's going to get the 1st down as they bring him down at the 23. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Flushed out right. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. 2nd down, it's Henderson. And he'll get it down this time to the 17.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They'll keep it on the ground with McCoy this time. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Zuerlein, of course, last year had likely the iconic field goal of the season, booting that 57-yarder in the Superdome to send his squad to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you really hurt the Saints fans on that one, didn't you?
Sorry.
They didn't want to hear that at all. But this guy deserves his nicknames. Greg the Leg, Legatron, because the ball goes through the post at a heavy rate, 87% in 2018.
Then he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
An ideal beginning of the drive there is they'll get 20 and a 1st down. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Hey, let's get this.
Regular. X3, 218, I got it.
To throw, Mayfield. And he whips that one incomplete there.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. The Browns on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
Hatchet.
Hey, exit. Rush in. I got it.
From the gun, Mayfield sliding out of the pocket. He'll get this to his speedster, Paul Richardson. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 34-yard line.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a 1st down with a nice throw.
Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
And when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Call it a gain of 3, and that's going to lead to a third down. The Browns on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Mayfield being chased out left, and he'll score. Touchdown, Browns. Baker Mayfield, his 6th touchdown of the season, and the Browns have taken the lead. Oh, this is blocked. Picked up by the offense. This is a live ball. So after the block PAT, they're ready to kick this one off. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Goff going to give this one to Henderson. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up. Throwing on 3rd, Goff. He finds McCoy. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A big 30-yard play on 3rd.
I think it's pretty safe to say that initially they had to be thinking about trying to get into field goal range. But after that shot right there, they've got to be thinking bigger right now.
And that was probably their thought offensively. If we hit this, great, let's go for the end zone. If not, settle for a field goal. Looks like they can try to hit pay dirt. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. A give for Henderson running to the right. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And finally wrestled down at the 11. And he will be taken down, but not before he gets this to the Browns' 11. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Goff. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. A shotgun snap for Goff. Escaping the pressure right. And it's caught. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. The Rams going to be forced to use their third and final timeout as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. So it's first and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. They'll try and run it in with Brown. And he takes it across for a Rams touchdown. Malcolm Brown, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Rams are going to jump back in front. Zuerlein connects on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Cleveland offense ready to go. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection.
Trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Leonard Floyd.
You see me out here? That's right. We can't get stopped.
Now Greg Zuerlein. We all remember the 57-yarder that sent the Rams to the Super Bowl. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up. A live ball here, remember. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. And with a clock reading zeros, he is into the end zone. What an exclamation mark to the end of this second quarter.
Indeed. Indeed.
We talk about it a lot. One of the dangers of the long field goal, you got to kind of hit it low and drive it. That makes it susceptible to a block here. Not only do they block it, they return it.
And how about how well they did on the return, where they didn't create a penalty? Oftentimes in that type of a scrambling situation, someone will clip, someone will block below the waist, right? You name it. In this case, though, that didn't happen. They formed it up, and he took it all the way back for a touchdown.
This will be taken in at the 1. And they'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that.
Point it right, point it right, point it right. Hey, on 133.
Throwing on second down, Mayfield. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Tackle there by Clay Matthews. On second and 9, Goff. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. Well, this secondary has done such a good job of frustrating these receivers tonight. Another example right there on the deep ball.
Sometimes when the sun goes down and it's just the bright lights in the stadium, puts a little extra spring in their step, doesn't it? And that's what we're seeing from the defenders. Doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. Deep ball, short ball, and that was a deep one there. They're making plays on the football, contesting everything.
This is caught. It's Cooks. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. 16 yards is the pickup there, and a first down for L.A. Henderson now on first and 10. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be second and 8.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Again, it's Henderson. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Darrell Henderson with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Rams are once again going to retake the lead. Zuerlein good with a PAT. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be taken short. And a nice job there on special teams as he's taken down at the 14-yard line. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Mayfield on play action. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The defensive player of the year, Aaron Donald. And that's going to make it 3rd down and 10. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Hey, Echo. Hurry, hurry.
Take me out. Here we go.
Hurry, hurry.
94 is the money. Hey, tighten down. There you go.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And they're hoping to redo their efforts of the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you score points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
From the 45 on 2nd down, Goff. And that is intercepted by the Pro Bowl quarterback Denzel Ward. There he goes left side. And he'll score. Touchdown, Browns.
What you just saw there, first-round talent, 2nd year, even more success. A pick 6 for a touchdown.
A great play. And it's tough for these guys, you've told me before, to adjust in the secondary as a first-year guy. So that sophomore season is big for them.
They really start to expand the playbook for them even more. Sometimes they dumb it down a little bit to make them comfortable year 1. By year 2, they should have all the nuances, and now they've adjusted to the speed of NFL play as well.
Showed right there. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. A carry by Henderson to start the drive. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
On 2nd down now, it's McCoy. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
He'd had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
80 weapons.
Check nickel. Watch twist. Check
Super.
Check safety.
We're good.
Now a first down throw. Goff. Eluding the pressure right. Airing it out deep for Woods. And that's caught inside the 35. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now, down at the 33. Here's Henderson. Working his way for a gain of 7 to the 26.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
They run once more with Henderson. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a third down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Come on! 120!
36 to Mike.
On third down, here's Henderson. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on third down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. They'll run on first down. Henderson. Olivier Vernon brings him down.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Goff. Going to drop this off to McCoy. Complete. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. Jared Goff, 4 times last year, he led the Rams on a fourth quarter comeback. He obviously didn't do it in Super Bowl 53, but can he do it here? He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Again, it's Henderson. He gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on third, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
They'll try and run. Henderson. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Darrell Henderson with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game, as his guys are able to regain the lead. Zuerlein now for the PAT. And that will make this a 4-point game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
A good play there as the Browns strike for 16 and a first down.
Well, that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction. And when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
Check. Crunch. Lucky.
Mayfield on first down. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked Picked up by Leonard Floyd. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman.
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
With the Eagles.
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it was against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. Now a run with Henderson. Sheldon Richardson there to make the play. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Well, a good job shifting right, finding his target. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 16 yards is the pickup there, and a first down for L.A. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They run with Henderson. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Well, from my vantage point, that's just one bad play by the offensive line and a running back who's had a lot of good ones tonight.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he's not going to be ticked off, nor is the offensive line, because to me it's a lot like a no-hitter, right? Pitcher's throwing a no-hitter, gives up a hit late. You're so close to accomplishing everything you want and don't quite get it done. They'll come back with a vengeance on the next play.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you go make a play on the football.
The Rams on 3rd down. They've hit on 6 of their 8 tries. Very good. This is 3rd and 11. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. They'll get 6 there on the run, but it brings up 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
But from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a 1-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again.
And down he goes on the pressure from the Rams defense. The defensive player of the year, Aaron Donald. And it'll be a 2nd and long.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle.
No. Off. Check 37. Check 37. He's coming.
Mayfield to throw it. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. A great play there. 83 yards as they can now even this game here in the 4th quarter with the extra point. Seibert on for the PAT. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. Boy, hard to ask for a better game thus far. 27 apiece is our score as the kick's away. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 3. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3.
We got 3, fellas. We got 3. Big Dan.
This is Henderson. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
He goes full extension, and he's got it. It's a gain of 15, and the Rams have a first down. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score. On first down, it's Henderson. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
They'll run with Henderson. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. It's a Rams first down on a pickup of 10. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point you have to have a splash play in there as well.
Well, we had a number of good games in the afternoon sessions, but this Sunday nighter might top them all. We come up here on 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's McCoy. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Hold on. Check. 6-6. Pull it high. Hey, kill.
Goff now to throw. Open man, Higbee, the tight end. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Goff now 10 of 16 throwing the football. It's 1st and 10. Now it's Henderson. And down inside the 15 he goes. It's a gain of 11 and a first down L.A. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game.
Black 20.
They'll run on first down. Brown. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. On second down, it's Henderson. He will push his way down to about the 14. 3 yards on the pickup there, but they've only got it back to 3rd and 10. Now a timeout called for by the offense as he'll stop it with 13 seconds left to play. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds left to play. And his kick here is good. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. And you know, in an era of cost-cutting and maximizing your roster, this is a club that does not skimp on special teams, and in these situations, it pays dividends.
And that's great vision by the organization. When the difference between winning or losing depends on who you have kicking the ball, would you rather have a street free agent out there or a solid pro like this? Answer's pretty evident to me.
We got this.
The Browns drive about to get started. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one, whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another.
Pressure comes and down goes Baker Mayfield. The defensive player of the year, Aaron Donald. And it'll make this a 2nd and long. Well, we saw a close game that kept us on the edge of our seats down to that final whistle. And right before that final whistle, defense with one last exclamation mark there, getting the sack to end it.
I love how you phrased it because we were waiting to see what would happen. Obviously, we thought something would happen downfield. Instead, it happens in the offensive backfield, and that's your ball game.
So for L.A., they're into the win column now as they move to 1-2 on the young season. And they will head back home.
Ain't too many can play with us. See what this game here taking us. No barber, ain't no